Okay, welcome everyone. Hope you're having an amazing start to your week this Monday. Really excited to bring the trivia to you again today. Actually, today is a little bit of a misnomer. It says Monday wine trivia. It's actually going to be spirits trivia. So we're really excited about that, and we'll have Liz Pernat with us again, who will be leading us through this trivia challenge. Also, we're giving away a prize this week for the top score, so make sure and log into the app so we can track your score and award a prize to a winner. It's going to be really exciting, and it's a free online course with the Napa Valley Wine Academy. Speaking of which, we're going to be launching a couple of new online courses on the Online Wine Academy platform. We'll have a Wines of Argentina course, which we'll be launching here shortly, Wines of Germany course, which we're launching, and also a Wine 201 course, which builds on the Wine 101 course that we already have and ready for enrollment. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to bring Liz on screen here, and we'll get started. Liz, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing great. So I think we'll give people a minute or two here to join the game. How many people you have in the game so far?
Right now I'm showing 9, 10.
10.
Just
okay.
reloaded the screen, so I'm showing 10.
Okay.
Let's give people another minute or so. And you know, we also have, so we are doing spirits today, and we have our level 2 WSET spirits available on the Online Wine Academy that you can take online already, and level 1 WSET spirits is going to be launching soon.
Great. Yeah, the spirits class is just an awesome class. I know it's fun to teach, and I find spirits just as fascinating as wine. How about you?
I love spirits so much. My background is a photo from Buffalo Trace's brick house that I was in actually the day they shut down the schools in Ohio. I was on my way to give a speech in Louisville and stopped at Buffalo Trace and got phone calls canceling everything, and I turned around and came right back.
Well, you needed spirits on that day, right? You need a little fortification.
Good place to be.
Great. So how many people we have in the game so far?
We got 13.
13. Okay. So we'll give everyone maybe 30 more seconds. So go ahead. I'm going to throw up here the QR code for you to scan to join the trivia game, or you can enter in this URL down here. Really great. We're giving away prizes. The only way to win the prize is if you go ahead and use the app or access the web page with this URL or QR code. That way we can keep track of your score and the winner. So Liz, with having said that, let's go ahead and launch the game.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Again, the theme today is spirits. So we have some culture questions and some technical questions in here. So where does bourbon come from? This is our first question. Where does bourbon come from? Is it A, Kentucky only, B, Tennessee and Kentucky only, C, anywhere in the United States, or D, Canada? This is always something that becomes a big debate when you're talking about spirits, and especially bourbon. Okay. So the actual answer for bourbon, to be technically bourbon, it can come from anywhere in the United States. Now, if you're from Kentucky, they will tell you the best bourbon comes from Kentucky. So our second question is, what is the base ingredient for vodka? Is it A, grapes, B, potatoes, C, wheat, or D, all of the above? This again turns into another big fun debate when we're discussing vodka. So we're going to kind of bounce around in a number of different spirits. So the base ingredient for vodka is actually whatever it would like to be. So grapes, potato, wheat, there's a lot of different things that are out there as an option. And I need to pause things a little bit more. So while we're going into our next one, question 3, what Scottish show or movie has a lead actor or actress coming out with a Scotch whiskey soon? Actually, and it just already launched. Is it A, Braveheart? Is it B, Highlander? Is it C, Outlaw King? Or is it D, Outlander? This is a fun one, and it just launched, I want to say about a month ago. The correct answer is, in fact, Outlander. Sassenach is the name of the brand, and it is what he calls his wife, an Outlander. All right, so let's go to a technical question. You need to look at the photo. What kind of still is in the photo? Is it an A, a column still, or B, a pot still? So let's see those who know a little bit about production methodology. And they'll give people an opportunity to learn something new if they don't know. And Jess is in the lead right now. This is, in fact, a pot still. Column still wouldn't have that big bulbous portion on the bottom, but this is, in fact, a very large pot still. So what does single malt mean on a bottle label? A, the spirit comes from a single barrel. B, the spirit comes from several distilleries. C, the spirit comes from a single distillery. Or D, the spirit comes from any distillery owned by the same company. This is always a confusing one for many people, so this is a fun question. The spirit comes from a single distillery. So I'm going to pause this one for a quick moment because this, especially we're talking about Scotch. And this is where the phrase single malt Scotch comes from. And it comes from a single distillery, and so often they mix their barrels to create the style of the Scotch that they're releasing. But it means it comes from that one distillery. So that's one I really like that question because it's, you know, something that often confuses people. Which famous wine region also shares the name with crus of Cognac? A, Pomerol, B, Margaux, C, Bordeaux, or D, Champagne? So we're bouncing around with lots of different types of spirits. And now we're on to Cognac. So which wine region shares the same name as a cru of Cognac? And the answer is Champagne. For those of you who didn't know.
Boy, it's neck and neck right now. It looks like Jess and Frank.
I know. I'm impressed. Okay, so what grain does bourbon need at least 51% of? Is it A, wheat? Is it B, corn? Is it C, rye? Is it D, barley? If we haven't noticed a theme, I really like whiskey. But bourbon requires at least 51% corn for it to be considered bourbon, outside of the fact that it's made in the United States.
Wow, Carol coming up out of nowhere there, taking the top spot.
Some nice surprises there. So let's move over back to Europe. So let's name the Italian spirit distilled from Pumice. Is it A, Gavi? Is it B, Governo? Is it C, Grappa? Or is it D, Palinka? Let's see how many people are familiar with some Italian spirits. It is, in fact, Grappa. I am very impressed. We have a lot of Italian spirit drinkers. You never know. Recently, I was talking to some people about Grappa, and they had not been familiar with it. Okay, so let's go to a pop culture question about this. What company partnered with Game of Thrones and released an entire line of Scotch whiskey? Was it A, Brown-Forman? Was it B, Diageo? Was it C, Pernod Ricard? Or was it D, William Grant & Sons? This was incredibly popular, this lineup, and sold out in the United States pretty quickly. It is, in fact, Diageo, and they own a really significant portion of this whiskey market. It's pretty impressive. But it was a great way to introduce a lot of people to different whiskeys from around Scotland. So, question number 10. What is the primary botanical in gin? Is it A, peat? Is it B, juniper? Is it C, bison grass? Or is it D, pine? I'm sorry, that's missing an E at the end. Pine. It's not a pin, it's pine. I'm sorry. It is in fact juniper is the primary ingredient, botanical, found in traditional gin, and that is a aroma and flavor that you mostly find. Okay, another fun pop culture question. In Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle, it featured the Statesman Bourbon. Which distillery did they work with to create a consumer product? Is it A, Jack Daniels? Is it B, Buffalo Trace? Is it C, Four Roses? Or is it D, Old Forester? You can still, in fact, find bottles of Statesman on the shelves in the United States. And the answer is, in fact, Old Forester. It was not Jack Daniels. Interestingly enough. They had a lot of fun putting that together. Okay, the term fine champagne means A, Premier Cru champagne, B, a champagne cocktail, C, a blend of spirits from Grand Champagne and Petit Champagne in the Cognac region, or D, spirits from Grand Champagne only in the Cognac production. So our previous question should give you a little bit of a hint. And great job, everyone. It's a blend of spirits from Grand Champagne and Petit Champagne in Cognac production. We've got some people who know their Cognac here. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about the Lincoln County process. Is used in production of what? Is it bourbon? Is it Tennessee whiskey? Is it single malt? Or is it Canadian whiskey? This is definitely something that makes one of these very unique. And the photo shows part of what makes the Lincoln County process. It is, in fact, Tennessee whiskey. It is that charcoal mellowing that makes Tennessee whiskey so unique beyond just being from Tennessee. All right, so this is a fun question. All right, what's the new cellaring technique called where barrels are blasted with loud music? Is it A, spinal tap aging? Is it B, speaker aging? Is it C, sonic aging? Or is it D, rocket aging? This is a real thing. I am not making this up.
I sure hope it's spinal tap aging.
It is in fact called sonic aging. I'm going to pause for a second. There are two distilleries that are doing this. One is Copper and Kings, which makes brandy, absinthe, and gin in Louisville. And you can actually stream what they are blasting down to their cellar room off of their website. And then the other one is called Black Ended Whiskey, and they're working with the band Metallica in creating this.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really kind of neat, and what they're doing is really interesting, and they've tried it in tastings, and it does actually cause a difference. So why is barley malted? Is it A, to convert starch to sugar? Is it B, to convert sugar to starch? Is it C, to germinate to make new barley plants? Or is it D, to convert starch to alcohol? Why do we malt barley? We want to convert that starch into sugar. Great job, everyone. Really good job. And if you've noticed, there's a number of pictures from Springbank Distillery from Scotland throughout. And okay, Jess, she should be happy. I got a cat photo in here. So what type of barrel is not used for Scotch whiskey? Is it A, sherry? Is it B, port? Is it C, bourbon? Is it D, new charred American oak? Which one would you not find? And when I was looking for barrel photos, this one popped up with the adorable kitty cat, and I just had to use it. It is, in fact, new charred American oak. That is the type of barrel that you will not find used with Scotch. You can find sherry, you can find port, you can find bourbon, you can find various red wines. All right, we've got so many Cognac Smarties. Let's see if you know this one. How many grape varieties are used in the production of Cognac? Is it 2, 4, is it 6, or is it 8? See how many get this one right. This one I even had to double check. It is, in fact, 6 different varietals that you can find now for production of cognac. So great job for those who got that one correct. Question 18. What is used in making Scotch whiskey that adds a smoky aroma? Is it A, new charred American oak barrels? Is it B, peat? Is it C, forest fires? Or is it D, Axe body spray? Can you tell I have a little fun making the answer options? It's always so much fun. It is, in fact, peat. Great job. But yes, that's what they find. That is what causes that smoky aroma found with Scotch whiskey in particular. Okay, second to last question. Let's try Calvados. Calvados can be made with A, apples only, B, apples and pears, C, apples and peaches, or D, it can be made with any fruit. How do we make Calvados? What are the base ingredients for this? So, Calvados is only made with apples and pears. That was a fun one to look up. And, you know, it's nice to throw a few in there as curveballs. In our final question, what type of barrel must be used for when you're making bourbon? Is it A, a new charred American oak barrel? Is it B, port? Is it C, sherry? Or is it D, a used bourbon barrel? When you are making bourbon, you must use this. Let's see what we have for answers. And the answer is new charred American oak barrel. They do require brand new barrels to be used for bourbon production. And Shauna is our winner.
Wow, Shauna came in there, beat out Frank and Carola, who were neck and neck there for a bit. So great job, Shauna. Shauna, you should receive a message with a little secret phrase, and if you could email us that secret phrase to support@NapaValleyWineAcademy.com, we'll go ahead and be able to redeem your prize for you. And today you actually won a free online course, How to Pick Wine Like a Pro, one of our online courses. So make sure and email us at support@NapaValleyWineAcademy.com with that secret phrase to claim your prize. Great job, Liz. Great questions. Great job, everyone who participated in trivia today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, join us here next Monday, 2 p.m. For another installment of Monday Trivia. Next time it'll be about wine again, but we will have some great prizes for you to win as well. And as always, looking forward to your feedback. What did you like about the trivia? What do you think we could improve? Leave it in the comments down below. We'd really appreciate it. Liz, phenomenal job.
Thanks. It was wonderful to see everyone again.
What's going to be in your glass? What spirit's going to be in your glass at the end of the day today?
I'm a big gin and tonic drinker. Especially, nice. I mean, it's a beautiful day outside. It's time for a nice gin and tonic. It's, 5:18 out here in Cleveland, so, after a long day, it's time for a gin and tonic. Right on. So drop a comment down below, folks, what your favorite spirits drink is, what your favorite cocktail is, and let's see what you're planning on drinking this evening at the end of your workday. Thanks again for joining us. Join us on Wednesday, 2 p.m. for our study hall this week. Again, going over tasting notes at the WSET Level 2 and Level 3 level. Thanks for joining us, Liz. Thanks. See you again soon. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Cheers.